Hey everybody, Tim here with today's review of Doctor Who, story number 43, The Wheel in Space. There's no possible way, I can say anything in space without going back to the Muppets, pigs in space. I don't know, I'm always stuck in that. Anyways, The Wheel in Space, it's okay as far as a Doctor Who story goes, but it's 6 episodes long, 4 of which are missing. Episode number 3 and episode number 6 are intact. So it's 2 gone, 1 intact. 2 gone, 1 intact. And it's hard. It's difficult to watch this and feel engaged in it. So this is the introduction to the new companion Zoey, and watching this, especially when I got to episode 3 where I can actually see who she is, I forgot how tiny she is. She's kind of the brainchild, and Doctor Who tends to do that quite a bit, where they introduce different companions like Adric and stuff like that, where they're super geniuses, and they're kind of the foil for Doctor Who to kind of everything, but yet I'm also a super genius. So stuff like that. Overall, it was an okay episode. This is, I think, technically it's the first episode, I think, to actually call the Doctor John Smith. I remember there was a first Doctor episode where it was J. Smith and it was a card or something. But for this one, I think this is the first episode that actually calls him that. And then by the time we get to the third Doctor, he goes by John Smith a lot as the third Doctor. I love the part where Zoey refers to Jamie's kilt as female garments. Again, that's something we've seen over and over again with Jamie and his kilt, but it cracks me up every single time. So the main villain of this storyline is the Cybermen, and so we see the Cybermen, we see the return of the Cybermats, stuff like that. Overall, it was kind of interesting to see them again, but it didn't really wow me. Again, it was kind of a different version of them. But, probably the most badass scene that stands out to me was actually the guy that was being attacked by all of the Cybermats, and he uses, the hard plastic, and he, encoats one of them, and that's what the Doctor uses to kind of see through it. Then the scene where Zoe's doing her recordings, and Jamie's ruins it because he keeps trying to ask her questions and stuff, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And she actually replays the recording over again to show him, and he's like, "That's amazing," because you got to remember, he's a Highlander, he's from way in the past, so even simple technology like this kind of wows him. For the most part, the episode, like I said, it was okay. If I could see all 6 episodes intact, I think it would be a lot better, but it was difficult for me to stay engaged in it. So, for those who have seen this one, what did you guys think about it? Just seeing, the introduction of Zoey, seeing her, connections with Jamie, stuff like that. What did you think of the return of the Cybermen? Go ahead, let me know. And I will see you guys next time for The Dominators.